What do you do if you find out your spouse has never been attracted to you? There are lots of young and old marriages facing this predicament. Marriages where they probably have sex once a year, if that. The couples hardly speak, and when they do, their conversations are neither deep nor intimate. What do you do if this is you? What are your options? What might the problem be? Hi there, I'm ZeeZee, and you're watching Keeping It Together with yours truly. A place to find the answers to the key questions that you might have about your relationship. My passion and my purpose is to guide you to a life of peace and love. So you are certainly at the right place. So today, before I try to answer these questions that I just posed, I'd like to point out that this is more than sex. It is about more than sex. If you're in this situation, odds are your spouse is also not meeting any of your other emotional needs. Yes, they might provide for you financially and meet some of your non-core needs, but you are probably lonely in such a relationship. Beyond this, they are probably not letting you meet their own emotional needs that they married you to help fulfill either. You're probably not friends, and you're probably not partners. I understand how this is a difficult situation to deal with if you are in it. So what do you do? A few tips, and number one is, the first thing you should do is to be honest with yourself. What was your motive for getting married in the first place? Was it because you knew they could provide for you? Was it because you were lonely? Or had you reached marrying age and marrying them was the next logical step? Be honest with yourself. Most people in these situations know the answer to these questions, but they don't like to confront this truth. If you are able to, it will help you make the very next critical decision. Number two, the next thing I suggest that you do is to see a marriage coach or counselor. The reason I suggest this is because you and your spouse are not in love, and you must be in love in order to have a healthy marriage relationship. A good marriage coach is able to equip you with the tools you need to fall in love. However, if your spouse is not up for this and keeps kicking against all the advice to get help, then you might have to take drastic steps. The drastic step might be better for you in this situation, and it's time to rejuvenate, I call it, to rejuvenate your relationship. Not necessarily a divorce, but a separation. If your partner is unwilling to be a partner in your life, unwilling to get the necessary help, unwilling to meet your emotional needs, and doesn't allow you to meet theirs, then what is the point of being together? You both need time to rethink your vows of commitment and work towards a solid plan to get the purpose for your marriage back on track again. Marriage is a partnership of extraordinary care. You have to be each other's number one concern in life. You have to be concerned about each other's happiness. You have to be there for each other in difficult times. You have to be willing to sacrifice for each other and meet each other's most important needs. But it's not all bad news though. It is possible to start off a marriage, not be attracted to one another, and eventually fall in love. I have seen this happen time and time again when couples make that commitment to develop a loving relationship. However, you will need help to do this, and the both of you must be willing to accept this help. For this to even be possible, your spouse has to come to a decision. They need to decide whether they're truly committed to meeting your emotional needs. If they're not willing to commit to this, then a temporary separation might be the only option. I know this is not an option for a lot of people based on their religious beliefs or financial dependence on such a spouse. but I hope in the least my advice can give you a better understanding of the severity of your situation. I always encourage couples to harness the power in their belief system by continuously seeking God's intervention to transform their relationships, whether troubled or not. If such a transformation is to happen, you have to ask yourself if you have a role to play in this. And the answer is a big fat yes, you do have a role. You might need to make some changes. It could be that you're too controlling. It could be that you nag too much or you're too critical. It could be your anger. If you have a spouse willing to make some changes, you need to be willing to make some changes as well. Talk openly with your spouse and again, be vulnerable and be kind. If you want your spouse to trust you, do not lash out at them when they're telling you their true feelings, as this will cause them to shut down. Take it all in and decide to be the change that you want to see all around you. This is another area that a marriage coach or counselor comes in very handy. They can help you identify your non-physical attributes that are leading to your spouse's lack of attraction and help you put on a plan to address those faults. The rest will be up to you and your partner. Hearing a few unconventional truths? My approach is to put it out there and to encourage you to both work at fixing the issues you face. There's no need nursing resentment or covering up your true feelings. Open up about them to your partner. Remember that a healthy marriage is between two people who are not afraid to let go of their ego and the constant struggle to have more power than their partner. Love is humble. Love is not conceited. I'd love to hear from you. Tell me how you feel these tips will help you. Yes, they might sound very difficult, but no one said it will be easy. The easy part comes after the hard work. For more tips and insights on how to live a blissful life now, sign up for my newsletter at ZeeZeeIO.com. Do you want a confidential response to your questions? Feel free to email me, questions@ZeeZeeIO.com. Subscribe for more marriage goodness on my YouTube channel and tell a friend while you're at it. It was my pleasure taking another important step with you towards living the best years of your life now. You will definitely get there. Peace and blessings.